Hey everybody, I gotta go out today and do some bush hogging. I used this on a few weeks ago. I don't do a lot of this type of stuff anymore, but I've got a couple customers that always call me, and they've started with me, so I stick with them. But I used it a few weeks ago, and I was back in. The customer of mine I've had since like '97, before I even went full time. I've always mowed their field. It's like a 5-acre field. You got like another 1-acre lot that goes down around the pond, and people are in their 80s now. They're thinking about selling it, so the realtor said get everything cleaned up pretty good. So around their pond, it was real wet because we didn't get, again, every video you're going to see me do that's recent, it says we had a lot of rain. But we had a lot of rain, so I was getting close to their pond and it was soft. So what I ended up doing is I kept backing into it to get down into where the water was to make it look better for pictures. Doing that, I backed in and took the wheel off and bent this. So today, short video, I'm going to try to heat this up, bend it back. I got to re-weld a couple areas, but people always ask me, well, what do you do other than just a landscaping? Well, this is how I'm starting my day. I should say my afternoon. I had a job that I finished up earlier than I thought I would, so I'm going to come home. I'm hoping to get this welded together, plus go mow. It's actually, today I'm mowing more of a nature walk that goes down through this guy's 20-something acres. Goes down to the lake, but they like driving a vehicle down through it, and he said it's starting to scratch the car up. But anyways, I'm going to get on this. I just figured we might make a decent video. You can't see in the camera, but this has got a sweep to it, so I'm trying to bend it back, so you can't really just bend it back in one spot, so it's kind of rolled out. I'm gonna roll it back in. I'm going to bend it back as best I can, weld it, and I'm probably going to have to heat it up again to get it where I want it. Ain't pretty, but get it back together. Never fun when it's just hot. It's wicked hot out today too. That's why I got the garage door kind of keeping the sun out of here. I really didn't think that pin would go in. I think it would have been close. But for what this does, I'm not getting crazy with it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to MIG weld this because it's starting to crack. And then I'm going to put a little gusset to help that. I might even put a little piece of angle iron on the outside of this just so that doesn't want to roll out as quick. The whole unit, this is boy, I bought this thing. I think company's called International, but it's not the International tractor, it's just International equipment. But I bought this, I think I bought that when I was in my 20s. late 20s. So it was like, I think how, it's old, put it that way. And it's never broke. I broke a blade once and one of the bearings underneath. I had to replace. Other than that, this has been a pretty good unit. We'll bring that up a little bit. Alright, I've got this together pretty good. Good as it's going to get. You can buy one of these for a few bucks, but I bought this with the new wheel from Tractor Supply, I don't know, probably 6-7 years ago. No matter what, this is the weak point of these, they get beat up. Like I said, I was backing into the edge of a pond with it. That's why it did what it did. But I just figured we're going to weld it. As long as that wheel goes on and rolls, I'm going to be happy. I want to put a little gusset on it, but I want to figure out where this wheel's going to sit. Actually, I can put a pretty good chunk on there. I'm just going to shim that wheel so that it stays in the center of that. But other than that, I'm good with that. I'll get you close to my weld so you guys can beat me up. But that's some type of crap steel they make them out of too. You can tell when you're welding it, but that will hold that together a lot better than it was. It's got a pretty good hit right there too. That's probably what cracked this weld. But good enough for what it's doing. Throw a little bit of paint on it. I'll get a couple washes for this. See if I got a can of black spray paint. Baked on paint. Can't beat it. The guy that taught me how to weld would beat me up today, but oh well. I used to spend a lot of time years ago when you're in your 20s and 30s. I did a lot of automotive stuff, and welding sheet metal ain't easy, but I got pretty good at it. I think the better MIG welder you buy, the better off you are too. But I can't believe the time I used to waste, like making a little, you know, puddling it so that it looked. There's certain times you do that, like something like this. My weld ain't breaking. That's what I care about. You also find what type of steel you're welding. A lot of this stuff from Tractor Supply is made with steel. Like that's why that bends like it's sheet metal, even though it's a. That's probably 3/8 of an inch thick, and like I said, it bends like a piece of sheet metal. So, but that's what. I don't think there was another option. I looked even online, and I think the one I was going to get from Northern Tool would have been the same quality for what these do. Same with the mowers. I think you'll find there's only a handful of companies that make these bush hogs. And some of them are cheap. I mean, you watch the YouTube videos, this thing here is taking a beating. I have nothing to say about it. But like these are starting to get bent up, but this just basically hangs. I thought about grinding these, putting a new piece of steel, you know, putting like a piece of angle iron and welding it, but for what that does, I've never done it, and it's old, so. I'm gonna have to go to Tractor Supply, and I wanna shim this up, and I wanna get some shims for this too, so that I can center that wheel. When this came apart, the stuff fell into a hayfield, which has a lot of poison ivy in it, and I wasn't gonna go digging for them because I get poison ivy. I have horrible experience with it. But I think we're gonna go take a ride to Tractor Supply and get back to it after. What I did is I went up to Tractor Supply, got a shim kit. Take a better view. Pretty much put a machine shim, some washes. Them are machine washes too, so they should take a little bit of a beating, but everything's moving. I'm gonna actually pop it apart and fill that with grease. Just I'll probably use this today, and I won't use it again this season. Maybe late fall, depends on what happened and how things grow. But like I said, that puts me back. It ain't the prettiest thing in the world, but it puts me back in business. So I just want to get this thing making me money again. And don't get me wrong, I maintain my stuff. This is just crap that happens when you know, I normally I wouldn't be backing into something with this neither. I've always found that's, it's not made for that. It's made to drive. I normally put the bucket down about 6 inches off the ground, so that's pushing down whatever you're trying to bush hog. And like I said, just what I was doing that day near the pond was too soft to drive by it, so I had to back into it. And I felt if I got stuck, I could pull it out easier. So but that's why I did what I did. But I just figured I'd show you guys what I did, and like I said, that puts me back in business. This tire came from Tractor Supply. I don't know how many years old that is, but that's outdone every other tire I bought. And that seems to be the only thing that ever goes wrong with this. I think maybe next spring or this fall I might throw another coat of paint on it. And but that's the original paint from many years ago. So, but I just figured I like having my stuff look good too. So it doesn't hurt to throw a coat of paint on something once in a while. The blades on this I sharpened before I used it the first time. I might actually clean them up before I put it away this year too, so it's ready to rock and roll when I put it on next year. I believe one of the fields I normally do is they're selling the property because they're in the 80s. So, but I got a couple things I got to tighten up front that I noticed are loose. I'll just end this video here, but like I said, if you like my content, please like and subscribe. This is some of the, I'm pretty much going to tape everything I do, the repairs, what it takes to run this business. But anyways, thanks for watching.